There we go. And mic is up. Sound is up. And we are back. Hello there. I'm here. Ugh. Something's going on. Belarus, we could not. Listen, I mean, I'm sitting here. 1 second. There is some explosion that's happened there in Zaporizhia, not anywhere near the power plant, so we should be good. Let me check out. Now, what we're talking about here is Putin's statement saying, oh, attack on Belarus will be a direct attack against Russia. He's literally viewing Belarus as Russia. So what he's doing there is basically saying that if any sort of attack from Poland, hashtag, you know, that sort of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's getting pretty intense. I mean, if Putin's statements here, I mean, this does come after, of course, Polish border guards being moved to the front line. I mean, troops as well. But of course, they're in every right to do so. I mean, it's their country. Putin is playing as if Poland was Stalin's gift to the world, or that Polish people got Poland because of Stalin's gift to them, which is an absurd idea coming from Putin. I mean, we already know how absurd he is. Donetsk area on right there, or A alert. But I mean, it's getting pretty intense there. I mean, if Putin now stating that, oh, an attack against Belarus being an attack against Russia, that's a pretty serious situation there. The reason why I'm saying that is because he said that right before the war. He said an attack against these independent states, which they call these areas down here in Luhansk and Donetsk. He called them independent states, or whatever he called. You know what I'm saying. Oh, we have air raids here in the back. Yeah, I'm hearing air raids. He said, you know, these independent states, which he signed into Russia, you know, prematurely, and then Ukraine attacked them because they were attacking them, or he claimed that they attacked them. So what he said was, oh, you've attacked us, we're not going to invade your country. That didn't go so well, but the same thing is happening here. You know, Belarus, no, Russia is saying Belarus is part of Russia, or at least it's going to protect Belarus as if it was part of Russia. And that's what it's doing here. So it's backing it up in a tight corner. And there's nukes in Belarus as well now, which makes the situation even more tense. I mean, I'm sitting here, you know, and I'm looking at it. I'm just thinking to myself, shit is getting wild. I mean, stuff is really, really getting wild. So follow along here as we bring you the latest. There's not really any interesting flights up at the moment. The U.S. is quite empty. Now, this Saturday, about to turn, it's, oh, sorry. It's, that's the time in Ukraine, 23:11, right, 11, for you guys if you're Americans. Yeah, we get air raids here in Donetsk, possibly. I mean, we have the Kharkiv one sounding, and that's there, and we know this one just turned on, so very possibly that we have air raids going on here in Donetsk. Very normal. I will say it's very common as the front line, of course, is going on here, and that is a area that has been very active. Cluster bombs used by Ukrainians, attacking systems being moved to Ukraine. Maybe, you know, it's getting pretty intense now, and there's a lot of stuff happening. So, of course, the Russian lines crumbling as we speak. The Ukrainians, and I won't sit here and say the Ukrainians have not had struggles. They have. Seriously, they have had a lot of struggles lately, and it just has been a serious fight from for the Ukrainians at the moment. So we'll have to continue to monitor it, of course. The fight continues for the Ukrainians. But yeah. I mean, I'm really keeping my eye on Belarus. That's really what I'm keeping my eye on. And not to say that I don't care about everything else, but really what I'm keeping my eye on is Belarus, because that's certainly what appears to be the biggest problems here in the moment. Now, we have a tanker in this area. Now, what's interesting about these tankers right here flying in these areas is that usually they're, of course, tankers, so they're there to refuel, right? Now, we have known that to P8s to be flying in these areas. P8s are sub-hunters. They carry torpedoes, right? And they have been known to fly in these areas. So it's very likely that we have some, maybe a reconnaissance aircraft. I don't know if it's P8. I can't claim it because I don't know. But it's very likely that we have again here a P8 here next to the Black Sea flying again. Because we have seen that multiple times. See if I can maybe find like a thing saying it's there or something. How's everyone today? How is everyone? Maybe that one? No. 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 Well, it doesn't appear to me that there is actually... It doesn't appear to me that we are able to track that P8. So, it's probably off transponder, at least right now. We know that the tanker's just been there, so it's possibly just refueled. So it's getting there. I mean, it's something we've seen for a while. Gonna keep the eyes on the cameras here, guys. Good? That's nice to hear. Welcome, Rose. Have you heard the statements from Putin saying that an attack on Belarus would be an attack on Russia? The exact same thing he said, you know. Everything gone very quiet. Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, true, yeah. Things has gone somewhat quiet. I mean, you know, of course, the latest, how you doing, Witch? Of course, the latest developments here are Putin saying Belarus, an attack on Belarus would be like an attack on Russia, which is the exact same thing he said before launching the Ukrainian war, and the same events that we've seen, these long columns of vehicles from troops and training taken on the borders, you know, and Poland moving these border guards up. It's a very tense situation at the moment, very, very tense. I mean, we know that there were plans of doing a false flag attack instead of P. Maybe they got it wrong. Maybe there's a false flag attack here that's going to happen on Belarus, right? Point is, it's very, very possible that something along the lines is going to happen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the whole, you know, Poland is part of, Poland's a gift from Russia, from Stalin. Might I remind you that Poland has been around longer, at least Polish people, the Slavs, as they call it. The Slavs are actually in the family with Moldovans. They're in family with Romanians. We have all that region down there, right? We have Poland, Ukraine, the Baltics, you know, Belarus actually part of it. Many of those actually originate, so there we go, from the people called Slavs. Slavs were, of course, the Celtics, as you might know it, or the Celtics, or Celts or whatever. Yeah, you know the people that Ukraine or what I don't know. Something along those lines. They're East Slavs, right? Ukrainians are East Slavs, and I think they're I don't know, but they're definitely originating from the same people. And Poland's been around. Actually, was part of a coalition country, kind of loose border state country controlled by the Vikings. They're called the Kievan Rus, the Celts. Yeah. Yeah, but I think I'm thinking of something else, Rose, because Celts are not from that area. I'm thinking of something else. Why can't I remember it right now? Celtic or I don't know. I'll figure it out. But Kievan Rus, which the capital of that country, which was before Russia, the loose border, was actually Kiev. Now Kiev was a a trading post. It was actually made by the Huns as a trading post, a big trading post upon the Dnieper River. That was when Kiev originated, and then when they made this coalition that the Swedish kings came to, Europe, or East Europe as you want to say it, and they came down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They came down, and then the people here said, "Oh, let's, can you rule us?" And they did so, and then they created the Kievan Rus, which was the first iteration of what people call Ukraine, which was a coalition between the Baltic states, Poland as well, and Belarus, and parts of Ukraine, not all of Ukraine as we know today. But I want to point out to you that not only is Ukraine not just a country, it's a people. And Poland and these countries have been around for a very long time. Now, whether the Russians stem from, they stem from the Mongolians, which had nothing to do with the Celtics. I mean, we do have some of the Russians that are from that region, of course, are East Slavs. Some of them are Slavs, as you want to call them, but many of them get their authoritarian style. And when they started out their regime, as you want to call it, because they've always been this sort of repressive regime, they got their style from the Mongols, which or some of them say, because it's their ancient rulers, or ancient, it's their grand, fathers. So the truth is, even though, Putin likes to say that Stalin gave Poland, they didn't. Poland has existed before Russia was even a coalition, or even a thing. The country we know today, Poland has been around for a lot longer. So I just want to reiterate what I'm trying to say here is that Poland is not a gift from Stalin. It is not anything like that from Stalin. It is, in fact, its own identity, and has been for a very long time. The Ukraine NATO Defense Council will reportedly convene an emergency meeting coming days that was requested by the President of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, regarding the expiration of the Black Sea Grain Initiative and possible assurance to deal by NATO. Yeah, I mean, okay, thank you very much. That's happening. I mean, we knew that. I didn't know it, but happened to think that would happen. That they would definitely have to do some kind of assault by that. But a little bit of a history lesson there. Ukraine, the East Slavs have been around for a lot longer. The region in Russia that was occupied was the Huns, that's a lot of history to remember. All I'm trying to say is, it's been around for a lot longer than you think, And Kiev, the city itself, is one of the oldest cities in Europe. I think, in fact, it may be the oldest, but I don't think it is. I think it's one of the oldest cities, or at least landmarks, how you want to call it, capitals. Longest standing capitals of European history. It's a very old city. You can see it when you go there. The amount of culture in Ukraine is insane. Many buildings that are very old. It's to think that Kiev started out its life on the Dnieper River as a massive trading post that made it, very, very likable to live on, because it had access from the Black Sea. It had access from the Baltics. It was a great place for the Vikings, or the East, or the how would you want to call it, the Rus, actually. That's why the reason why they called it the Kievan Rus was actually because the people that came from Sweden was Rus. They called them Rus, right? So that's why they called them Kievan Rus. So yeah, they came down. They used all the canals. You can't really see it here, but they used all these canals here. I think I am sure about this. All these canals running through here, massive trading, sort of, I wouldn't say empire, but at the time when they were dealing with, down here we had the Byzantine Empire. That was down here, and the Byzantine Empire existed at the time where Kievan Rus existed, and way before Moscow was even a thing. So this area, where Constantinople and all that was massive trading post, and this Kievan Rus became a bit of a trading, how would you say, empire, or at least a loosely stated place. So, it's had a long history of dealing not only on the Black Sea, but really in this area alone. And the Dnieper River has a long history of supporting life as well. I mean, you got to remember that people have actually lived in the area for about 25,000 years. You know, it's been reported that it's been able to support life for 25,000 years. The Dnieper River, which has sadly dried up, has a long-standing history. Well, not all of the Dnieper River has dried up. That's not what I'm trying to say. Not all of it has dried up. But long-standing history of the Dnieper River that long-standingly had the ability to support life, not only to the crops that were grown in Ukraine, which were very fruitful, you know, to support life in general. It's been able to do that for many, many years. You know, it's a little bit of a history lesson there. When somebody tells you, "Oh, Russia's been around for longer," tell them, "I know for a fact that the Kievan Rus and Kiev, the city, trading post, if you want to call it city, existed maybe 100 years before there was even a thing called Russia, or Moscow, as they would call it the first. They would call it Moscovs, the first of them, Muscovs." Slavic, that's what I was thinking about. With the Slavic, I'm thinking about Slavics. Slavics, that's what I'm thinking about. Was that what I'm thinking? The Saxons, that was what I was thinking about. Saxons, I think. That was from Crimea, right? Yeah, the West Slavics lineage. I mean, that's Poland, I think, with what you're trying to say there, Clayton, is, yeah, West Slavic. Or, yeah. The Saxons, that was the people who occupied the area around Crimea. They became very furious warriors at a time. You know, very, or East Slavic. Yeah. Well, point is, you know, they've been around for longer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Now, it's been a little bit since I brushed up on that history. I think I did the best of my knowledge to remember. I could have been violently wrong, but I don't think I was. At least some of what I said was true. Nah, but I do believe I should be right about most of what I said. A little bit since I brushed up on my Eastern European history, but they're very much the same, and have been history for a long time. I want to remind you another crazy fact is. I want to remind you guys that another crazy fact is the Huns, or the you know, and the East Slavs, which used to originate. Guess where? Guess where the East Slavs used to originate? Here, right here. Actually, around this area right here. Now, guess where that is? That's Poland. You know, they used to originate here. Now, because the territory, it was loose state, so it didn't really exist. It wasn't a country. It wasn't a country like that. I mean, loose state, and that meant that a lot of the Huns, the Eastern Hungarians, or not Hungarians, it wasn't Hungarians, yeah, it might have been, or these, you know, loosely stated sort of raiders and countrymen came in between these East Slavs here, and then they sort of raided through their lands, which made them, you know, quite irritated. I mean, imagine having a country and then somebody ran through your country, well, loose state, you know what they call it, you know, and then somebody ran through that every day, ransacked your cities. Now, during the time when they existed, another country which you might know existed was called the Roman Empire. Now, it was quite in the time where it wasn't as strong as it used to be, but the Roman Empire existed when the East Slavs were first known. And then, you just want to keep that in mind. Now, the Byzantine Empire, which we know was the continuation that lived on for another 1,000 years after the Roman Empire fell, actually traded, which we know this, traded with the Kievan Rus, which was part of coalitions from Poland, Lithuania, all the eastern area, you know, and you also have to remember that Kiev once also was under the rule of Lithuania. You know, this area, this country right here used to stretch from here to the Black Sea. Lithuania used to stretch from here to the Black Sea. That's pretty insane when you think about it. You know, that time when they were just ransacking through. Now, Kiev has been battling a lot, you know, ever since their existence as the East Slavs. They're still Slavic today. Ever since then, they've battled competitions from not only their bigger brothers, keep in mind Moscow, but they've battled oppositions from, Lithuania. They've battled oppositions from Russia many times. I want to point that out. Crimea used to be an entity in itself. It used to be a country itself. A lot of the Saxons used to hang out in this area. Saxons, they were actually mercenaries. Quite a heroic, sort of ironic thing to think about what's going on here. They were quite feared mercenaries that was paid a lot of money. They were pretty good down here, and nobody really cared about them because, you knew what they were. As they sort of, I got to brush up on my history here, but I believe that when the Ukrainians, the biggest their extent had ever been was also incorporating most of Belarus here, sort of a discord line here. Point is, Ukraine has had to Tatars. The what? What do you mean by that? True. What does that mean? But the truth is, Ukraine has had to battle opposition every step of the way since their date of birth. Russia basically during the time of where they were the bigger power basically bullied. They were literally bullies. They went into Ukraine, raided the peasants for money, and they would even come to some villages. They would kill off some people because sometimes they thought they had too many, or just to show your salt. The Tsar, they fought off the Tsar. They didn't, but they had their independence war, which they lost. And this is the first time where Ukraine has been properly able to defend themselves in an independent fight. They've pretty much had, I want to point this out again, they've pretty much had the independent fight since the day they started to exist. During the Kievan Rus, they had to fight for independence from the Vikings. And if, believe it or not, they had to, during the times where they were a loose state from, well, Kievan Rus was also a loose state, I want to point that out. During the time where they were East Slavs, they had to fight for their independence from the Huns, from others, those sort of loose states. And the reason why I'm not saying them all because there's a lot, they have very specific names. Oh yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Yes, that's true. True, yeah, that's true. The tire, yeah. I was, that's a bit further on, but yeah, I was thinking a bit further back, but it's true, yeah, that's true. That's true. Thanks, yeah. I gotta be honest. Hi, how are you? How you doing, DV? I was, trying to point out to you guys here, there's a lot of this independent talk, and not only has been Poland and Ukraine had to fight for their independence throughout history. We know that, during the times of when Poland was fighting Germany and the USSR, two giants crashing down on them, they managed to last on their own as long as France lasted with aid from the UK with 300,000 soldiers. So Poland and Ukraine are pretty much a battle-hardened nations that's been battling Russia mainly, but influence from other, well, not other, sometimes other Slavic nations or influences from others that wanted to use Ukraine because it had very important trade routes. It was a very strategically, greatly paced country that people wanted to control. Holy shit. Oh my god, I don't know what the fuck that was. That just skipped out my ear. Oh, I'm sorry. That might have been from the camera. Oh god, what was that? I'm sorry if anybody got ear damage from that. That was loud in my ear. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I said that earlier. True. The descendant from the Rus from Sweden that came down to control or basically set up. Some people said that the Rus, the Swedish Vikings, or what do you want to say, came down because the Slavs asked them to come down and rule them. But the point is, they didn't ask them; they just came down and did it. So, anybody wasn't really happy about it. They were putting. They erected they didn't even erect Kiev. The Kiev was erected by what I think was the Huns. The Huns were the ones that created a trading post, Kiev. So, you know, misconception in history that people think that the Vikings came down because the Kevin Roos asked them, or these Baltics countries, you know, Baltics and Poland, you know, Ukraine, or these Slavs asked them to come down and say, and, you know, say, oh yeah, come down and rule us. They didn't really do that. What they did was, you know, not the Russians, the Vikings basically said, well, we're gonna rule you now. That might be enough history for you guys today. I want to point out another thing here. We had a tanker. Now look at this. We had a tanker here. A tanker. These guys, they're of course refuelers, as you want. That's why we call them tankers. Flying down here, possibly a P-8 in this area, as we've seen before. Very likely, or some kind of reconnaissance aircraft flying here in the Black Sea. It's very likely. I mean, you don't fly a tanker down there to do it like that. But the thing about it that's weird to me, the thing that does seem a bit weird is that they're not it's flown down here. Hasn't really done a circle. P in Romania too. Oh yeah, but that's one thing. That's what I'm thinking. But the thing about weird here is that, you know, the thing about that's weird there. It's kind of like, well, what's new about it, if you're just joining here, you know, what Putin has told the public is pretty frightening. He said that Belarus, if an attack of Belarus was to happen, it would be an attack on Russia. I've not heard about those 2 missing planes. No word on that. Let me see. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It is true. But yeah, as I said before, Kiev is pretty much what I believe might not be the oldest city, but it is one of the oldest long existing cities that has been there pretty much, I think, since the Roman times, or along that time. You know, maybe during the downfall, but I think it was there when the Romans were there. So very much, you know. I mean, well, I was about to say that Putin has told the news or the world that if Belarus was attacked by Russia, it would mean, you know, it would mean that it would be an attack on Russia. If somebody was to attack Belarus, you know, that's the thing, DV. He said if Poland was to attack Belarus, it would be an attack on Russia. That's what he said, right? So to me, it seems a bit weird, because why would Poland even initiate an attack? They're part of NATO. Poland doesn't initiate an attack. Why? Because NATO is a defense line only. What they do... Alright, see you later, Patty. What Poland will be able to do is only attack when they have been attacked first. It's a weird policy, but NATO is a defense alliance only. They don't attack first, which is point here taken, you know. Germany has also pledged their support for Poland. Poland has moved troops. It's as if Putin is saying, oh, yeah, you're Poland? Oh, you can't move troops to the front. You know, you can't move troops to your border even though we're threatening to invade or do something stupid, you know. Another video here of a column. I'm going to show this one right here. And this is apparently also a Wagner column. I can't claim this. But, I mean, let's look at the flags. Let's look at the flags and see if we can see any spottings here. I feel like a lot of people nowadays are just uploading this and calling them columns. That doesn't look like what? Well, maybe. Well, those, yeah, okay. Well, those vehicles are pretty. One of those vehicles that we've seen them use. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. They're carrying some kind of. Well, okay, that could actually be a Wagner column. Those weird, you know, 70s hippie vehicles. I mean, that's what I'm going to call them. Those vans right there. you know, pretty popular vans, but as well, you know, pretty reliable vans, but, you know, he is about to have a gamer moment. He's about to feel the full wrath of why Poland is now feared as a military power. Want to point that out. Look at that. We have these vehicles. I mean, some of these. Look at that. Those vehicles right there, pretty ominous. These are apparently the new Wagner vehicles. Not those, but those, you know, kind of weird 70 vans. You know, those ones right there. Hippie style kind of vans. You know when you don't have enough money to live in a place and you live in a van. That's the kind of van you would live in. I mean, it's true. But that could definitely be a column right there of something. Definitely some kind of troops transport. It possibly means that they're still moving. I mean, I have seen less videos of Wagner columns, but it possibly means that they're still moving people in. Now, the people of Wagner doesn't need training, of course. You know, they're somewhat of what you would call wink wink, well trained, right? I mean, they are battle hardened. We can't take that away from them. Some of them are, at least. You know. So, really a tense situation. I mean, we have Polish border guards and Polish troops on the border. Of course, we have Polish border guards, you know. We have Polish troops at the border. We have Wagner doing drills. Well, not at the border. I think not yet. But the developments of them being in Belarus is something that they've been worried about. So, you know, very, very serious situation, because it's getting very tense here. And now with Putin saying this, you know, it leads me to believe, you know, this is exactly what we saw before the war. You know, Putin said that these self-proclaimed nations, or you know, from the Russian-backed separatists that proclaimed these areas right here, said that, you know, these areas are not part of Russia. Okay, well then Ukraine attacked Russia, or, you know, what they claimed happened. You know, they possibly just didn't launch the invasion after some kind of strike happened, right, or some kind of gunshot, and then these nations said, oh, we need help. Then Russia launched an invasion. Now, this only happened after they had put up troops along the border. What is happening now? Now they've put troops in another place. They haven't put it up at the border, but they've put it in the country. Now they're not claiming Belarus is part of the country, but Putin is basically saying that Poland is not, well, not Poland. Belarus is basically part of Russia, since an attack on Belarus would be an attack on Russia. So some kind of false flag event here could be happening. I'm not gonna claim it, but, you know, you have to sometimes maybe put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? So, really, that's why I'm calling it a very tense situation, why we want to monitor it at the moment. Also, you know, your update on the whole said NPP, if you're wondering, I mean, there's been reports of them not being allowed. IAEA has not been allowed on the roofs yet, or at least the roof of the Active 4. Otherwise, they've claimed that there's been no explosives found at the area. The water levels seem to still be safe, and it's a large fleet of yeah, a large fleet of nothing. Large fleet of nothing. You know, but ZMP seems to be stable at the moment. The only way that anything could happen at ZMP if it was sabotage, because otherwise the situation at ZMP is very stable. The water levels are stable. So yeah, really, you know, good news on that front at least. There's been some talks about false flags at the ZMPP and these workers refusing to start up reactor 4 in a hot stop mode or hot shutdown mode, because it could bring to danger a sort of sabotage at the plant. But apparently that's still being resisted, or something's happening there. Russia may be bringing workers in from other plants. I mean, something still seems fishy about it, because I've seen lots of report about it, but I can't. Otherwise, what I'm saying to you guys is that without sabotage, the plant is safe here at the moment. The only thing that could happen here is if Russia was to do something stupid, you know, and that's what we're keeping an eye on at the moment. Let's get you a day of the wind patterns here. Now, as you might want to request here, yeah, most wind today as well is coming in over Russia, pretty much over Moscow. Yeah, look at that. All wind. Actually, every single wind particle that would, if they were to do something stupid, would go to Russia. Look at that. Every part of it would go to Russia. Not even to the Baltic states. Part of Belarus, of course Ukraine, but mostly Russia. I mean, then it would sort of, the thing about it, it would sort of shift over here and be carried over somewhat, maybe over the UK, or, I mean, here's the point, guys. If they are to blow it, which I'm not saying they will, there's no stopping the radiation from getting to us. The wind may help the direction of it, but it's not going to stop coming to us, you know? Because, first of all, radiation is heavier than wind. I mean, you need some pretty heavy winds to actually move the radiation, you know, to a certain area. You know, otherwise, radiation, you can't see radiation, right? It can go right through you. So otherwise, you know, the radiation sort of spread area wouldn't really stop or move because of wind. It would just go anywhere, you know? Magma 10. Is that on Flight Trader? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, that's a drone. Yeah. Q4. Well, not that's a RQ-4D Phoenix North Grumman. Well, is it a drone? Operated by the Italian Air Force. I think it's a drone. I'm pretty sure it's a drone. It's a drone. It's a drone. Yeah. Alright. Well, Magma 10 could be the replacement happening here for Forte 10. I mean, what I'm saying is, you know, if Magma is coming up here, and we're not seeing Forte 10 anymore, you know. It's not owned by NATO. It's owned by Italy. I mean, Italy is in NATO, but yeah, it's owned by Italy. Interesting. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So what was I saying before about a P8 up near the Black Sea? What was I saying? P8 tanker area with P8 tanker, same area. Interesting how we now have a P8 there. As I said before, they've been flying here. Yeah. So that I called it. Look at that. I called it. And you heard it. I called it. You guys can't call me out of my bluffs, because I don't bluff. I only do cool shit. I do the hardcore naked truth. You know. The hardcore truth. Oh my god. He was right. Oh, I'm kind of feeling nauseous. Well, not really. I just get... You know that kind of feeling you get in the back of your throat? Like you don't really know why you get it? You kind of feel like a gag kind of thing, but it's not. Weird. Yeah. I'm good, though. mean, the only Russian plane I see up is an Antonov, you know, somewhat personnel, whatever that is. Or, yeah. Apparently, a lot of people are interested in a Cessna 750 Citions. No, but I'm fine. It's alright. It happens, you know. Just gotta fight through it. How has everyone's day been today? If you're in here today, please do tell me about if your day has been good. I loathe to hear about people's day and then go, oh, that's great. I don't know why I made it sound like that. It really made it sound like I was being sarcastic. I'm not. I like people. I like to hear about people's day. Come on. Tell me about your day. Also, you know, I'm pretty much running out of things to say here. Well, I'm not, but, you know. Let's go into deep state, see what's happening on the front lines here. Now, of course, I'm not going to lie to you. I said this in the start of the stream. The lines of the front lines, you know, the Ukrainian front lines have been damaged a lot. It's war. It happens. And I can't discount it, and I won't discount it. Because it's, I mean, that would be telling lies, and I won't be telling lies about advancement or what happens to the Ukrainian troops. But, you know, let's talk about not seeing you so much. Okay, well, fair enough. Well, maybe he's gonna make like, oh, I'm tired of the trolls, which, you know, that's good for him, I guess. No, it's fine. I mean, me and Lee is fine. You know, we're fine. I think, I don't know if Lee respected me because I said a lot of stuff and he still let it slide, or we just realized that we were two people. You know, we got pretty hot. Well, not hot. We got pretty tense, and then we figured it out. You know, so I would like to say that we are cool. We're cool beans. No, not really any. That's what I'm saying. There's not been a lot of line movement at the moment because of what I have been heard and what's coming out of Ukraine here is that they're doing sort of a recon here because they're doing a fallback. Well, not falling back in the sense that they're falling back. What they're doing is a fallback. What I mean by that is that they're not as much advancing. They're kind of, you know, going, okay, what happened here didn't work. We'll go back. We'll rethink. We'll do again because it's better to, you know, it's better to go, you know, listen, let's move back here. Let's rethink. Let's redo. Let's look at what we have. Let's reorganize and let's think about this. You know, we know this now. We've learned from this. We have to recon, think, do more research, which I think is what they're doing here, and they're being very smart about this. Also, they've just been added these cluster ammunitions, which is definitely going to soften up the Russian lines. So yeah, it's really, I mean, what I'm looking at here is a sort of, there's no tactical retract here. They're not going to be retracting. They're going to be keeping the line, but they're not, but they're going to be a tactical relaunch of, I think, this invasion, counterattack. It's going to be like a tactical relaunch at some point, because I think they're going to, right now, they're reorganizing probably and rethinking it, which is good, because you have to sometimes do that. I mean, war happens, you know. What happened during the time of, you know, they learned doing many campaigns in World War II when they lost. They learned from that and learned how to redo those mistakes. Now the thing how they beat the Germans was the Germans had everything better than they had. I mean, the tanks and everything was better, right? The problem is the Americans and the British and all that always had one more, which is actually how we won. We always had one more tank. We always had one more, you know. So, one famous quote from a German once said that the thing about the German tanks is that they still work, in a great way. Our German tanks can outmatch any American tank, but the Americans always have, actually, sorry, relaunch that. We'll redo the quote. One German tank is as good as 10 American tanks, but the problem is America always has 11, which is what they said, And when they relaunched the Persians and the later versions of the Persians, the Germans were pretty much done. The Persians were what I would call a masterpiece of the time. It was a very, very capable tank that was able to match almost any of the German tanks, except, of course, the Tigers. And the beast of them all, the King Tiger. There wasn't a lot of King Tigers, but when you did meet a King Tiger, which was the crown jewel of the German, which was the crown jewel of the German war machine, the German tank was the King Tiger. You would always want at least 11 Persians to want to take down one of those German tanks. It's also said just the sheer number that we went into that war with. I mean, it was insane. I mean, speaking like I was there, but in reality, But yeah, if you are just joining here now, the reason why we're sitting here and why my title is as it is, Putin has said that an attack on Belarus will be an attack on Russia. He's threatening Poland. He's doing stupid comments. We saw this before the war. We're seeing it again. Long columns, military actions. What's going on? We don't know. But something's happening and we don't know why or how this situation can get worse. But, well, you don't know how it can get worse. But, you want to analyze the situations here and then go, why is this happening is what I'm trying to, do right now. If you have not liked the stream, please do. It does help out. I'm trying to get monetized, so I sound so money craved, right? I'm not, but I just I think it would be cool. I don't know. Anyways, we still got that drone coming over. I mean, the thing about the drone here is that it is heading in the direction of what the Forte 10 usually do, and it's actually taken off from what I think is the same airport here in Sicily. It's taken off from the same airport as well. It's up in pretty good height here. I think it's at least 40,000. Yeah, it's close to 50,000 actually. So it's taken off in the same direction. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Maybe heading to the Black Sea there. So yeah, how you doing, Pippa? Pippa. Current time in Ukraine down here, if anyone's wondering. Sometimes people might wonder where did my mouse go. There it is. Yeah. Cluster ammunitions and possible attacks going to Ukraine. That's going to be interesting because that the attackings, or as you want to call them, the legend of their times, are going to be do some damage to the Russian lines. Are going to help out the capabilities. Possible reason here, guys, and I'm going to be honest, we might not see this war end this year, and I'll tell you why. Because Ukraine simply do not have the capabilities in the air yet, which is because of us. It's because of us that we have been lazy to not give them those F-35s. No, sorry, F-16s. We needed to give those F-16s a long time ago, and this war could have been going a lot better. I'm not saying done, but it could have gone a lot better. You know, air superiority in general. You know, what you want to be moving on from here is that Ukraine simply do not have the capability to suppress the enemy enough that it's been digging itself in, but it did not have the capabilities to dig them out of those holes despite their best efforts. We've given them a lot, in terms of air defense and air systems and guns, ammo, equipment, bombs, geared, food, money. And all we regretted to give them was a lot of what they needed the most. The modern day war, you definitely need air superiority. Because otherwise you're going to be experiencing what they're experiencing now, which is a lot of bombing range from these Tu-95, the Russian bombers. They're doing it. It looks like World War II when it happens, but the Ukrainians simply do not have the capabilities yet to shoot them down, which they should have. They should have the capabilities to do it. But we've still been too lazy. But we're gonna get there, hopefully, and we will get there, hopefully. And I believe if we were to fast track this training and get these F-16s into Ukraine, we could possibly very much get. We could very much possibly get, going in a greater direction for Ukraine. I'm getting something here. 1 second. Really? Yeah. No, never mind. Well. But I mean, what I was talking about before was these jabs, and I wasn't wrong about that. I mean, they have been doing a lot of what I would say jabs, as they want to call it. The ability to hit, the enemy lines and figure out where's the weak point. They've been trying to do a lot of it, but it hasn't really, what I would say, worked in their favor, because the Russians, surprisingly enough, have done surprisingly well defense-wise, and we have to give it to them. I'm not somebody who is going to not report on the both sides' capabilities here, All right. Oh, thanks, Witchy. Now, these images, we've seen some before. These images are of camps. Now, the statement here from Flash here as well. I'm gonna have to go into it here. Thanks to Wish for sharing this. A new satellite image of the PMT Wagner camp in the Belarusian village of Tissel was taken today by the Umbra satellite and provided by Maxar Technologies. According to the Maxar senior director Stephen Woods, the camp has grown significantly compared to the previous images taken on July 16th. Dozens, if not hundreds, of pieces of machinery and equipment arrived there. And again, I've been saying it. Something fishy is going on there, and we will know what is happening maybe sooner or later. But yeah, here you go. I mean, and I've been keeping an eye on it as well. I mean, I have had loads of these images coming up. I mean, of these PFC camps, and we saw the images before the camps, and I was talking about before the camps. I said, why would you build camps if you're not gonna have anybody there? People said, oh, Wagner's not gonna go there. It's only Prigozhin, and oh, Wagner's gonna be there. So yes, Wagner is fucking in Belarus. There's no denying it anymore. They're in there, and stuff is getting pretty serious there. So thank you for that images there. But yeah, they continue to go. I mean, those images, we can see. Apparently, what they're also pointing out there is the arrival of equipment. Now, what we haven't been able to see is a lot of the equipment. I saw one video where I saw tanks, or IFVs, as they want to call it, there, or at the area. So, but when you look at the picture, I mean, this picture might be a little bit hard to spot things on. These are possibly the camps here, of course. Now the equipment, I mean, I'm not really on this picture. I'm not probably not gonna be able to spot the equipment, but I mean, this seems like some kind of administration, some kind of house maybe or something. This is the camps right here, and what I think is that they're talking about the fact that it's expanded in such vast numbers, you know, and the amount of guns and equipment. And we saw, you know, one video where we saw tanks coming in, you know, air defense systems, all these things happening that was coming in all over the world. So, there you go. Alright, so there's another, as well as a video here that you can see a little bit better on as well. What we're trying to see here. Camp Odessa, this is one we were talking about, right? So, it starts out here. There's nothing to fight for. Camp Odessa village. Then some trucks start to arrive, possibly with the tents, you know? Again, you know, some places down there. And then all of a sudden, we have these images coming in. Lots of tents, lots of vehicles, lots of everything. July 19th, right? Not July 12th. And these are apparently all tents right here. I mean, I'm a little bit confused about this picture. But, I mean, can't really see what's going on in this picture. Yeah, but no matter what you can or can't see, it's proof that something's happening here. Lots of equipment and stuff moving in, you know. So, and listen, if you're going to be training an army, you know, if Belarus said like, oh, we're having military exercises and we needed some experienced veterans to help us train, then you move maybe 100 soldiers to train that army. Why? Because you don't need, you know, the U.S., if they were to train up like an Afghan army or something like that, they didn't send 25,000 people to train them up. They sent like maybe literally two or three combats, you know, or trainers, or what you want to call them, you know, veterans or what, you know. Well, not veterans, but part of obviously active duty. But, you know, I mean, they didn't send that many people to train people. So, unless they're doing something, which they probably are, because they've sent pretty much the whole army, you know, they're getting ready to do something. I mean, even if they hadn't sent the whole army and they were just training Belarus, I'd be skeptical even then. Because why would they even be training them in the first place? And why Lukashenko keeps saying, you know, like, keep going, you know, they can only be here in the case of the defense of our country, you know. You know, why do you need to be there? And they said, oh, you can only be here in defense of our country. Oh, but what defense are we talking about? You're not in a war. You know, you're allowing the war to continue by allowing, you know, bomb rates and shells. You know, first of all, you allowed the entrance of the Russian army to Ukraine, so you're part of the war in the sense that you allowed Russia to use your land. But otherwise, you're not in the fucking war. You know, you don't need to defend yourself. What are you needing to defend yourself for? You know. So really, an interesting situation. Yeah, speaking a lot here, but we had a lot to get out. Boeing 767. No, there's no P-8s over the area over here again, but we do have like a Canadian military plane over at Cuban Islands. It just says NA, not really. Not any description of it, but it could be nothing. Thinking quiet as heck again. Well, yeah, nothing here. The good thing about this stream is, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it has like a notification here that comes up and says, oh, there's air raids here, which is pretty useful. This one shines, and if there's any significant sounds that happens anywhere, this one's going to be, they're going to shine red so you can see where the sound is coming from. So very, this one is definitely way better than the one we had before. You know, and this is the one, same thing here, TVL, same guy. Yeah, this one's pretty good. I mean, it appears to be one of the better ones. There's no like things over, you know. Yeah, I need self-defense from Putin's existence. I mean, that's the statements that he's coming out with, True. You know, he's coming out with these statements all over the place, and he's saying that Putin. What he's saying is basically, oh shit, you know, Poland doesn't exist. I own Poland. Stalin gave Poland, so we can just take it back whenever, you know. And yeah, his idea of the world is very, very wrong. Well, you don't have to say that twice, right? Ouchers. Germany pledged, you know, their defense agreement. NATO is also going to pledge their defense. Why? Because if Wagner or any groups attacks Poland, that's attacking NATO, and that means that you have the full wrath of fucking NATO attacking you. The problem is, and here's the real problem: Wagner's not technically Russian, so they can't blame Russia for doing it. That's the issue. So if they launch an attack, right, they go into Belarus again. Here's my issue with it: is NATO gonna go into Belarus, or are they gonna stand at the border or fire at them? But if they fire at them, what can they really do? Isn't that the issue? Because either then NATO has to make the hard decision and say, we actually have to do this, because if they continue to attack them from the border of Belarus, they would have to make the issue here and say that we would have to attack. That's the scenario right there, you know? And then Putin would say, oh, but look, NATO initiated the attack. Which is another thing. And listen, I know a lot of people keep saying that the resolve of NATO might not be a lot, and NATO might not even go in, and NATO doesn't want a war. Yeah, nobody wants a war, but trust me, I believe in the factor that NATO is going to go into this war if it does seem to happen. Because I think we're pretty much fucking tired of Putin. So I think we would send a quick action force, 200,000 men, maybe more, shoot them up, you know, a lot of tanks, a lot of everything, get them over within a week, go back to business. You know. I mean, isn't that true? I think that's what's going to happen. You know, let's go in, shoot them up, you know, week later, come back, you know. The most annoying thing is that Putin is now saying an attack on Belarus would be an attack on Russia. That's the most scary sentence, because that means that Putin accounts Belarus as fucking Russia, and he thinks that if we attack Belarus because of some weird reasons, why would we attack Belarus, right? Because of some fucking Wagner attacking us, then he would say we would have to launch an invasion against NATO or something like stupid like that, which they can't, because they don't, you know, they can't. They can't. They don't have the troops for it anymore. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about maybe a full mobilization again, you know. But you know, Putin has said that a full mobilization or another mobilization is not in the cards at the moment. And honestly, for once, I can see what he says, because, and I hate to say it, I literally am getting sick. I'm not even kidding, I'm literally getting sick, saying that I hate to agree that maybe a mobilization is the best thing for Putin at the moment, because Russia has actually been able to hold the line. It hates me to say it, and I fucking want to gag every time I say it, but, you know, you have to be true to it. That's how listen. The same way Winston Churchill couldn't even fucking mumble Hitler, you know. I can't even fucking sometimes even think that that man exists, and that's how much I literally, it's like a being of myself, hate him. I hate him. He hasn't done me anything. It's just, he's a tyrant. I don't like tyrants. Right, but true, yeah. But listen, I hate, like, it's to my core how much I hate Putin. It's insane. It's weird because Putin has never directly done you anything, but you just have like this whole world, or at least many part of it, right? I have this like, kind of feeling that you just hate Putin at the moment. Urgent. More than 5,000 Wagner operatives arrived in Belarus. Drills of Belarusian and Russian armed forces in Belarus are extended to at least July 3rd. Okay, so I was actually pointing this out some time earlier that their first statement was that the training was going to be extended to the 23rd, which is actually the 23rd in Ukraine now. But now here's another statement saying that it's going to be extended to July 3rd. I mean, your guess is just as good as mine, you know. Look at this. I mean, the reason why, that's supposed to be Wagner's troop right there. He's covering his face up as well as this guy, right? But this guy's obviously kitted out with what Belarus counts as the news at events, most epic equipment ever. Probably just been given this, and then the next guy's gonna be given the same, you know, training. Oh, you're not late live? You hear? I mean, you might want to rewind a bit to hear what I talked about in the start. Here we have it. I think, is he applying a tourniquet? Oh yeah, he's applying a tourniquet. Well, why do you have your mask on while applying a tourniquet? What are you doing? And why are you coming out your neck? What are you doing? What is he doing? Is he applying it around his fucking neck? What is he doing? He says, what? What? I mean, look at it. It's on his neck. What the fuck is he doing? That's a tourniquet he's applying around his neck. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is he doing? Hey, thanks, Bob. Fuck. Why does he have a mask on when he's applying a fucking tourniquet? You can't have your mask on. Stupid thing ever. It's gonna ride out. What is he doing? And why is he getting on his knee? What? Why is he getting on his knees to apply a what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Is he learning how to tie someone up? Is he learning how to tie someone up? What is he doing? He's getting the tourniquet over his head. I mean, what the fuck is that? What is that training? Now pull hard. Yeah, what the fuck is that? Am I the only one who thinks it's a bit weird? I mean, get a fucking army special in here, right? I want to know what I want to know if this is real. Yeah, hang them as a metaphor, right? I just want to know if it's a fucking real exercise or whatever the fuck it is. But it looks like they're looking at each other. Very serious, training, doing whatever the fuck that is he's doing. Now and the annoying part about it is that's, you know, this right here is on the border of, this is Poland over here, and this is Lithuania. This is Poland. Look at those training grounds there, guys. Literally on the border. Look at it. Literally on the border of Poland, right there. That's training grounds. Look at that. And now they're saying until the 30s. So I can't even say that in English. But yeah. So you see that right there, Brest and Honduras, or not Honduras. That's from Star Wars. I mean, maybe it's some kind of thing, which I'm not a military expert. I just never seen anybody apply a tourniquet. I mean, it looked like a tourniquet over their head and across their neck. I know. Yeah, I'm doing it, Balder. Balder Gamer. I'm gonna call you Gamer. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm keeping a close eye on Poland, definitely. But look at that. I mean, this is a true training ground here. Extended onto the 30th. You know, so really a. Now we're seeing more, and I said it before because I said when they said the 23rd, which is now in Ukraine at least, or in I think as well in Belarus, and then they said, oh, it's now, it's now that they were supposed to be done with the training, but then they were going to say. That I said before, they're probably going to extend it because they have to train so many. So now they're extending the drills, of course. Why? Because why not, So we won't get our answers before not the 30th. And I was really looking forward to the 21st so I can get some answers. But now, now I have to wait anymore. Really. I'm sure this is a legit example of doing your own tourniquet or on a gunshot one. Around the neck or shoulder. I mean, it is true, Live. I mean, if you're getting shot in the neck, but also at the same time, Live, if you're getting shot in the neck, you got to be really good at yoga, because then you got to be really good at, because then you can get your head under your ass and kiss your ass goodbye. If you got shot in the neck, getting shot in the shoulder, I can see that. But at the same time, there has to be other options than what he did. I mean, I'm just saying, that didn't look right. I mean, I'm not saying it's not proper. It's probably some kind of military exercise. I'm not saying it's wrong. Maybe there is something valid about it. But it did look weird, the way he did it, at least. But, yeah, I see that. It's pretty much a common thing at this point, sadly enough. If you get bit by a venomous snake, do you know what you have to do? And do you know what you have to be good at if you get bit by a venomous snake? You have to be really good at yoga so you can get your head between your ass and kiss him goodbye. It was funny looking. That didn't come out right. I wanted it to sound cooler, but the way I said it, because I fucked up in English. that was not a good. I tried my best, guys. I tried. Yeah, so it did look fun, but yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, Live, of course, I get what you're saying. I mean, of course, it probably is a legit way to do something. It just looked, the way that he did it didn't look as if, because if you gotta imagine, if you get shot in the neck or in the shoulder, and you then raise, I mean, the point is, yes, you want to raise your arm up so you don't, but at the shoulder, at that point, you want to just tighten up the arm area. It depends on where you're getting shot. You got shot in the collarbone. That's a hard area to even cover up in the first place. So if you want to squeeze your neck and your arm together, so you're trying to squeeze that area. I mean, if that's what they're training, sure. It's just not always the way you train tourniquets is that you train him usually on the leg, so you get or on the arm or something, so you get to feel and you know what you would have to do in situations. Because that's pretty much the only areas where tourniquets are effective, is what I'm trying to say, Yeah, I mean, we'll have to, of course, keep an eye. But I've been saying it, Belarus is not a great army. It doesn't have latest equipment. It has old equipment. Okay. It has old equipment. It has Cold War systems. And it's an unshamed army, Okay, here we go. Lukashenko gave to all Belarusian people assembly to power to approve the military doctrine to impose the state of emergency and martial law and send Belarusian servicemen to other countries, Belarusian media. Okay, well, here we go, guys. Now they're about to do something fucking stupid. We can't claim this. I mean, listen, I don't speak Russian, but I mean, this is front line, war front line right here, and Lukashenko gave the all Belarusian peoples assembly power to approve the military doctrine, to impose a state of emergency and martial law, and send Belarusian servicemen to other countries. Do you guys remember last time Putin says that he was going to extend the drill, and then he launched an invasion before the drills were supposed to be done? Yeah, I said it. They were going to launch the drills, make them longer, and then launch the fucking thing before. Why? Because Putin did the fucking same thing, you know? I mean, if he's opposing the law, it didn't happen now, right? He has to obviously get people to sign under, but he's a dictator, so he can just, you know, go like, we're doing this, and then people are going to like, you sure? And then, yes, come over to this window over here. Oh, God. Fuck. I mean, seriously, that's so fucking stupid. If he's heading into a fucking war, listen, heading into a fucking war with NATO, do you guys realize the fucking conversations are what's about to happen if this is happening? Life-altering situations. Why? Because it's going to be a fucking war. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen to us. I mean, I'm not saying anything is going to happen to us. You know, to you guys, Americans, you're not going to be affected by it. Why? Because you're far away. But, listen, I'm sitting here saying that if it was to happen, or if it's happening, because you don't, you know, declare a martial law and approve a military doctrine to send everybody into war, unless you have something weird shit going on, right? So really, a fucking tense situation. I've been saying it for days. Now, I've been saying it for a week, 2 weeks, that something fishy was going on there. And we gotta get eyes on it ASAP. ASAP. Look at this. War with Belarus automatically means war with Russia. Poland, don't threaten us with a good time. Yeah, exactly. Listen, guys, come on. Don't threaten us with a good time. Are you serious? Oh, shit. It's going to be so fun. In Moscow, he was swearing... Today, he was swearing trying to dress like Zelensky? Oh, he was I swear trying to dress like... Zelensky. Putin or Zelensky? But he's too fat, so he's just wore a brown jump. fucking brown. Wow. Gamer, you're a Danish army veteran? You call up service? What do you call those? You call those the call up service. Those guys that they call up if anything was to happen. You sure? Are you? I mean, listen, I don't think a draft is gonna happen if that's what you're worried about. Listen, guys, I don't think a draft is gonna happen. You know, and we keep an eye on that. Thanks, Witchy. I mean, you always bring the latest news here. You know, go support Witchy on her. Go support Witchy on her Twitter. She does amazing things here. I'm gonna. Oh, you are? Jesus. Well, hello. I'm actually about to get to Warsaw State. Here you go, guys. You want to get the latest news here? Wish you just great work. Go follow her there. Probably looks like a giant turd. Yeah. Giant turd. There's some rain going on there in Ukraine. You can hear that. There's SSR. Ooh, that's okay. Well, so wait, I'm Danish SSR group. You're reconnaissance. Damn. So your reconnaissance, your special support reconnaissance, I believe. Holy shit. Great stuff there, Baller. Are you keeping us safe? Are you keeping me safe? You know, I'm sitting here, I'm entertaining you. So I feel like in the way that we're gonna do things here, Gamer, you're gonna go to war, right? And I'm gonna be entertaining you. And if the war happens, guys, I'm gonna go, you know what I'm gonna be doing every morning? Good morning, NATO! That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm doing that. I'm doing the Vietnam War movie. Thanks, you know. Thanks, Ball. Gamer. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks, life. Yes, sir. Keeping me safe. Keeping us all safe. You've been in what kind of reconnaissance you do? You guys the guys in the planes? You do E3 or do we have those? I'm not really sure about. I'm not really sure about what kind of reconnaissance aircraft Denmark has. Is it Scenera or is it? Do we have E3s? No, we don't. Do we? No, I think Skyhawks maybe. Something like that, maybe. I mean, I'm not the most, you know. Funny thing is, I know more about the American military than I do about the Danish military. There's a lot to learn about the Americans, and not that I don't want to learn about the Danish, but there's a little bit more fun stuff there. You know, not to say, I mean, listen, the Danish military, as I said it before, there is absolutely fucking nothing wrong with the Danish military. They have great personnel. The personnel in the military, you know, these guys are great. I have a brother who's a captain. You know, probably was going to be promoted to major. He chose to go out of the service, but he was going to be a major, right? I mean, I've all kinds of respect for the service, not only in Denmark, but all over the world, right? Well, except the Russians, but... You just look like a big old turd? Wow. Well, come on, guys. At least tell him he's a little turd. Are there any videos of when he met? Do you have... Hey, Witchy, do you have any videos of, like, if they met? Or when they met? Or if they met? I sent it to you? Oh. Oh, my bad. Yeah, sometimes I'm out there. What the fuck is he doing? Why? 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 Why is he wearing that? Why the fuck is he wearing that? He looks like he just came out of jet lag. Really didn't want to come out today. Look at him. Look at him. He did not want to be there today. Look at him. Look at his face. I think he's sick or something. He really did not want to be there today. Look at him. Holy shit. Turrets are people too? Oh yeah. It's true life. True. 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 Can't disrespect the turrets. Is Stephen going to be down the toilet soon? Oh yeah. Yeah, on the red carpet, no less. Well, it was actually the Belarusian carpet. I don't know if you guys saw the logos on it, you know. But it was a red carpet in that sense. But it was like a Belarusian design on the sides. He really went all out. Putin went like, this is my friend. You give him special treatment. Also, give him food poisoning when he gets here. So he gets here in a jumpsuit looking fucking bad. Give him food poisoning. Yes. Starting his run earlier? Oh, yeah. Hashtag respect the turrets? Oh, my bad. Yeah, hashtag respect the turrets. Some people are turrets, too. It's gonna be like a whole movement. Like, turrets! Turrets for the win! Turrets for the win! Oh, shit, my bad. Did you send me more? Did you? Are you sure? There you are. Yeah, it just didn't load in. Lukashenko arrived in St. Petersburg on a working visit. As the president, he met with the governor of Alexander Pukulov, Peklov, and head of Leningrad region, Alexander Durovsk. I can't pronounce his name. Tomorrow, Vladimir Putin will hold talks with the president of Belarus. So tomorrow, are these statements, though, these ones are for July. Okay, so tomorrow, yeah, okay. So, the 23rd. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Probably not going to be launching a war on the 23rd if he's in, he's there. But, yeah, you know, it's, talks are, if these guys are holding talks now, you know, that's, I don't know if it's a escalation, but it's certainly a start point, right? But, you know, here we have him again. And he really looks like he's straight off the streets or something. You know, I don't know why he's wearing that. You're right. He actually does try and look like he's Zelensky. Because Zelensky has a reason to wear this. Because he's supporting, you know, showing support for this country, right? I feel like he just didn't want to put on a suit, so he went like this, you know? I really want him to wear it. I doubt he's going to wear it to Putin. I doubt he's going to wear it to Putin. But the factor is, there's also been a lot of speculations about Lukashenko's health in general. So, you know, if suits and stuff like that is getting it's getting harder for him to get on, you know. I mean, if that's what we're looking at, that's also another thing you got to keep in check into factor. There's been a lot of speculations about his health in general. He has had some bad health, apparently. I mean, the man's 50 pounds over, so yeah. I mean, this whole thing about the martial law, and I'm seeing another tweet about it here. We're now seeing this here. It's a very significant escalation. I'm seeing 3 tweets in total. Not a lie here. I don't think so. Doesn't look fake, but we can't know anything for sure at the moment. But we'll have to look at the developments of this doctrine, the military doctrine, now changing their military doctrine to draft people or to bring the country to a state of war in some sort of way. Possibly, we're going to have to keep an eye on these developments here, but yes, a very, very serious situation there. Yeah, his sickness is called way too much junk food. Yeah, I agree, that's his sickness. It is definitely his sickness. It's called having a bit too much junk food on the spectrum. How much you had to eat lately? A lot. Who's doing martial law? Well, they're apparently enacting some sort of martial law here. Here you go. Assembly to approve military doctrine, impose a state of emergency and martial law, and send Belarusian soldiers to other countries. Now, other countries and sending them might mean, well, we don't know if it means that he's going to send them to the front lines of Ukraine, you know? Or if he's going to do something else with it. And the Federation Council received an appeal from the president about the use of Russian army abroad. Said Russian army? Okay. Yeah. That's apparently what's going on there. You know, seeing tweets about it. Could be true, could be not. I mean, we can't really, these things are hard to, you know. Piece of cake for a, there's nothing. A piece of cake for MiG-31, 20 kilometers, nothing. Even an F-6 you assume and launch a radar guided missiles. First off. Yeah. Oh my god. What the fuck? Well, no, not Putin is not doing martial law. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Or, you know. Well, not yet. At least. But if he's trying to launch a war with NATO, he's gonna enact that martial law pretty soon. Better point that out, right? We got Magma 10 here, a drone, Italian drone, possibly the same as the Q4 or the Forte drones. Phoenix, actually, yeah. But heading towards the Black Sea, I think. So this could be the new new replacements for the Fortes. Actually taking off from the same airport as the Forte does. They take off from Sicily. Heavy rain here in Ukraine today. I can hear that. Kharkiv, it appears. Alright. Yeah. I think the timer up here is actually this last time since air raid happened. I think it is, because it keeps resetting every time there's like an air raid or something going on. Or air alert or something. And now we had it. There we have it. Yeah, it's also showing up on ADSB now. What do we have here? Not a lot of reconnaissance aircraft up over America at the moment. Haven't really been able to see any of those. It is a Saturday. I mean, the amount of air travel over America is probably very limited. It's not a lot of air travel over America, but it is a Saturday. Well, yeah. So, you know, air travel is bound to be quite limited. There's not actually, it's very limited at the moment. You know, not always a good sight, but yeah, you know, you gotta keep in mind the amount, you know. No, I don't. Is it? Oh, yeah, it's a clock. You're right about that. I don't know why I didn't think it was a clock. My bad, bro. I just looked at that one and then I looked at that one. I was like, oh yeah, it's a clock. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Well, sometimes you're wrong. My bad. Yeah, Adrian, you talking about the one in Romania? Yeah, I saw it. Oh yeah, that's a clock. That's a clock in Ukraine, time in Ukraine. So yeah, thanks. Sorry. Yeah. Got that wrong. Are you talking about, are you talking about the one in Ukraine? Oh, not Ukraine, the one in Romania, just outside Black Sea, or are you talking about another one? Another one. There's been lots of P8s. Very few air travel over Europe. It's actually a bit concerning, isn't it? I mean, it's a weird kind of scenario right now. It's not a lot of planes up over anywhere, really. I mean, America's got the most. Europe usually has a bit more than this, but yeah. Black Sea, yeah, we saw it. Is it still there? Is it? Oh man, I thought it was gone. An Airbus in Serbia doing rounds. That's Serbian. Alright. Drone attack in Crimea promotes evacuation bridge closure. What's that? 10 p.m. Alright. Yeah. More attacks. Come on. Get that bridge down. Well, I have not heard about that, but yes, I mean, we did see a closement of the bridge. I think it was yesterday, actually, the bridge closed as well. So we, I mean, I'm rooting for it. I mean, they're still missing the railroads. Still gotta shoot that one out or finish the job on the roads, you know. It's now in the Black Sea, or well, hopefully not in the Black Sea. Could you send me the agent? Could you send me the tag? The name of it. Does it have a name? I mean, because I can't really see it on mine. Could you be able to send me that? You'd be very thankful. I'd be very thankful to do that. Why that? It's top news. It's top news. Let's check it out. Crimea Bridge. I mean, there's been a lot of closing of the bridge. We got notifications. I am a prepper. Follow me. NA? Oh, okay. Then it doesn't have a name. Well, you might be able to see it. I can't really see it. I'm sorry. My filters must be wrong. But yeah, no, I saw it earlier, Agent, and I also talked about. So you see this tanker here, right? Usually these tankers are down here refueling the P8. And I said before I even saw the P8. I said, oh, there's a tanker here, probably down refueling the P8, and then we saw the P8 up. I may be able to spot it a bit later, but thanks. You know, I'm not able to spot it at the moment. But yeah, my filters are probably not good enough. Let's check it out. Latest. Yeah. Hey, if anybody haven't seen the state of the Crimean Bridge as it was attacked here, get the video up here, you know. Actually, I've heard a Russian talk about this kind of bridge design here. It's not actually damaged. What's happened was, you know, they have this easy access water bridge. You have to kind of climb up, but it's this new Russian design, you know. It's apparently able to get, you know, boat and then up, you know, pretty easily, and yeah. So, of course, it's also built to the Russian hover vehicles, which they're masters in building, you know. But the news are, of course, that one side of the bridge has been opened. And is functional again, and the reason why we know that we actually saw a video here earlier of people driving on it, but then there was a video of another one here, I think it was yesterday, of current events that were happening, that the people had to evacuate the area, so we know that they're still posing a threat to the area. So it's really, well, they're really still posing a threat to the area. Yeah. Takeoff. Oh, look at that. Just as you wrote me to that, Wishy, look at that. We got air raids turning on. We had some reports there, some TU maybe taking off. I'm gonna check Olga if she posted anything. See if we can find her. Some action definitely happening there in Odessa. Of course, we've seen that. Now Kherson is turning on there. get your underpants on. 18 hours ago. That's not okay. She hasn't posted anything. What's wrong? March 2? Is that? You said that? TM Freeze reported. We'll have to keep an eye on it, definitely. Of course, we'll probably be seeing more turning on over here. But yeah, this could be the area that we're most worried about. We'll keep an eye on the screen share. Oh, he did? Alright, fair enough. Probably happening then. I'm not doubting it, of course. I mean, I'm not down. Apparently, there's some Russian bombers heading over Ukraine at the moment. It's something we see pretty much every day. But now we're hearing about it, seeing about it. Pretty bad situation here, so we'll keep an eye on it, see if we can spot anything on the cameras. Keep your eyes up. Oh yeah, there's also there's also what appears to be rain going on in Kharkiv, so I believe that there are thunderstorms in the area as well. There's been some bad weather in the area as well for quite a good time. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do remember to give it a like and a follow if you want. It's all free. I won't get mad. Yeah. Keeping an eye on these screens here, guys. I want to point out that we have a Odessa cam. Holy shit. Did we lose that Odessa cam? Oh, there. Wait, that's an Esk. Sorry, what the fuck is Odessa? Did you switch that away? I think Slovansk is near Odessa. Is it not? Maybe not. Oh, there we go. That one. That's what I'm looking for. We got Odessa cam here. There's apparently Odessa city there. What's getting there? Apparently that bomber, Nick. Some Tu-22 or something happening and going away there. So yeah, we got a Odessa cam here. Usually we're able to see some air defense here, so this is a pretty good angle here. Probably Odessa city. We think it might be, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So keep your eyes over here. Oh, I'm gonna give you a quick recap. Recap, and then maybe you would want to rewind a bit because he's showing it pretty much all there. Putin has said that an attack on Belarus is an attack on Russia. There's been Wagner movement. There's been Wagner increased sizes. There's all kinds of Wagner stuff going on. We have Belarus now apparently putting forth some kind of measurement to declare some kind of martial law or military doctrine change or some kind of form. We have military equipments moving in there. We have, very much amount of worries going on here. So that's why I'm saying that Putin has gone mad. Poland moving troops, Germany declaring that they're going to help out. So lots of training being extended to July 30th. And yeah, so really a lot of stuff going on, especially with Belarus. But you might want to rewind a bit because I did talk about it in the start and then throughout the stream. Or stay, we're probably going to get more going on here. Well, Nick, that's the point there. Nobody in NATO wants to attack anybody, but that doesn't stop Russia from doing something stupid, does it? So Still some weird situations going on there. You're welcome. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, I mean, NATO is a defense-only alliance. Will not attack anybody before being attacked, or threats of being attacked, of course, or launch of attack. You know what I'm saying? And Article 5 have to be initiated before Article 4 has to be initiated, so they can initiate Article 5, which, yeah. The funny thing about NATO doctrines is that they have quick reaction forces in NATO that if something was to happen, that quick reaction force would react before NATO has to invoke the Article 5, because they have to defend themselves, which is the God-given right, you know? Right. Well, I mean, it's true, Nick, but aside from NATO, NATO's going to be able to do it. You know, that's the dream thinking there. But it doesn't stop you from thinking that there's a lot of exercising and all that unnecessary stuff going on in Belarus for nothing to happen. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, but the cost, you know, obviously, yeah, Putin is not going to be able to afford it. I mean, well, he probably might be alongside Belarus, but it's a stupid idea, stupid thing. It's all around stupid. NATO's going to kick their ass, by the way. I mean, NATO has enough, if that's what you're wondering. Wondering on NATO has enough, and it's going to kick their ass. But, you know, yeah. I get it, you know. The thing about nobody wants war. I mean, none of us want war. NATO was created so we didn't have war. So hopefully we can continue this trend of not having war. Because to be honest with you guys, I don't want war. I'm not somebody who wants war. Obviously, I'm sitting here reporting on war with the hopes and intentions of one day reporting to you guys, sitting here in this room. I hope to one day go, the war in Ukraine is officially over. Might be a long time. It might not be. You never know, but it's to me it's just, yeah. To me it's the point of it all. That I am somebody who wants to report on it all in the truth of the matter, but we will have to wait for the great news to one day happen. Everybody hasn't seen the arrival of the gangster that's called Lukashenko. Well, he's not really a gangster. He just dresses like one. Oh, where did it go? Oh, we're just going to this one. Everybody hasn't seen the arrival of the gangster called Lukashenko. Look at him coming up with his clothes there. Complete gangster. Look at that. Oh yeah. The Russian oligarch. He's coming up here. This is in Moscow. He's coming in here. The Russian oligarch gangster. All around gangster. What a guy. What a guy. He's a geezer. He's a fucking geezer. Yeah. Oh. Apparently some kind of developments going on here at the Crimea Bridge, or I don't know a lot about it, but some kind of closure. We had some closures, of course, of the bridge yesterday. Listen, I'm gonna be honest here with you. I actually think they're reporting on what happened yesterday about or be right back. Okay, I think they might be reporting on what happened yesterday with the closure of the bridge. So, yeah, I think that's what's happening actually. What is that? Controlling aim arms and indirectly. Well, man, that's the point, life. Listen, I mean, if we can wear out Russia as much as we can, that's the point of it all. And if people here are saying, you know, oh, it's because we just want to sacrifice a bunch of people like Ukraine so we can get our wells. Listen, we didn't launch a war in Ukraine. You know, none of the Western countries said, oh, yeah, have Putin, you know, all these conspiracy theories about Western countries going to Putin, launch an invasion in Ukraine, yeah, so we can, you know, so we can destroy your armies and wear you down. And it happened. You know, Russia's been planning this for a while, and if we can wear Russia down to a point where it's no longer a threat, rebuild Ukraine in a manner, and have Ukraine officially be a free country alongside, you know, Crimea, I'm happy. As long as Putin, as long as, you know, Putin stays a fucking madman with no means to do it, we'll stick to it. You know, and Ukraine will continue to get aid from all the countries around, and I'm happy about that. Our resolve will be strong, and we will be determined, and we will win this war as we have done many times before. This time we are not involved, but we are the one who will supply. And we will not back down on our supply leads, but we have unfortunately backed a little bit down. We're backed more down than we might have wanted to, but we will no longer. And I think, to be honest, that the West and the NATO alliance has never been so close as that today. So it is a matter of time before we are going to be seeing what's happening in the world. Yeah. That volcano there, really quite beautiful here today. Really quite beautiful. Still going out the side there, but really quite beautiful in many ways. Well, life, what are you saying? I mean, closing the skies would mean directly entering Ukraine to shoot down aircrafts. The Russians' aircraft. That would be literally having NATO planes going into Ukraine, downing. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong that we haven't gone into this war yet and ended this war. Sure, I mean, we could have done that. But you got to remember, again, NATO can't just go into a war like that. No, we have to do things as we have to do things. We can't just go into things. Launch towards Odessa. All right, guys, keep your eyes on this thing right here. We got a report here of maybe some caliber missiles being fired. Let's keep an eye on Odessa here, see if we can get anything. But listen, live, you know, I get what you're saying. I know. Listen. I get what you're saying. You want this war to be over. Of course, we all want this war to be over. We don't want this war to go on. But you gotta think in terms sometimes that things happen because they happen. Ukraine's been fighting their independence for a long fucking time, and it's finally being able to defend itself. It's finally able to defend itself. You don't understand. I don't think you get how great this is for Ukraine that they were able to defend themselves. I'm not dissing you here. I'm just saying, we need to understand how great this is. And yeah, I get it. We went into this war a long time ago, which we can't because of NATO doctrines, codes, and all that. Sure, the war would have been made a long time ago, but something else might have happened. So we can't. So I think what we're doing now is this that we can do. I mean, I would have wished for the F-16s to be gotten there a little bit earlier, but that's a talk for another time, isn't it? Tennis player link. Polish border guard did not let a Russian tennis player into the country for the VTA tournament in Warsaw. This was reported in the Ministry of International Affairs and the Administration of Poland via Vera Sivnora tried to enter Poland on a visa issued by France. I mean, I do think we should keep sports and things like this out of this because, to be fair, that tennis player has nothing to do with its war. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that his dictator in the country had this going on. He's a tennis player, right? I mean, I do think we should keep. I think we should keep, that separated. I think we should keep sport. These things that still a very, very mundane thing. We should keep separated from what is happening on the wars because it really. It further things because it also says that we are not allowing people to, we're not allowing people to go do what their jobs are, and that doesn't really further. That's why it furthers kind of unfurther things, I mean, I get the whole, we want to keep them out, punish them, but at the same time, I mean, I get it if it's the Russians, but I mean, I don't want to see the Russian players because, but the thing is, they're not even going to be there. But you also have to sometimes remember that when it comes to Belarus, those tennis players and those people there are not as dictatorial and as controlled as you would get with the Russian people. I just think, that might be a little bit of a shame. Well, you're allowed to think differently. I'm just saying I mean, if we're active war with them, yeah, sure, I'd agree. But just furthering the cause of things are certainly always not good, Yeah, I don't know. Certainly it seems to be a bit of a hard line. It's a hard line. It really is. I don't know. It kind of just brings down someone's mood when they do some stupid stuff. Because it really just, if they really intend to do something really stupid, the world's gonna get a lot darker of a place, You give me that? Oh, well, fair enough. You will literally give me that. That's fair enough. Thanks. Thanks very much. All right. I'm gonna take a break here. I'll be back in maybe 15 minutes or something like that. I really just need to reset the mind here and get back to you with some more maybe explosions. Oh yeah, definitely right there. Yeah, keep an eye on that Odessa camp. I will be back to you guys a little bit later, and hopefully nothing major will happen while I'm gone. You never know. I feel like always when I'm gone, that's when something happens. But yeah, I'll be gone just for a second there, and then yeah, I'll be back. So have a good time, and I'll leave, of course, everything up here. See? Only about. Well, I mean, yeah, you can, please, yeah, I mean, you guys can get together. Please do keep it English in the chat. I mean, if you guys want to talk to each other, it's fine. But please do keep it English in the chat. And no talks about, yeah. Literally, okay. So that's okay. Ava, you're getting banned. So that's, I told you yesterday, no drug talk, and I can see if we're going for chat. You talked about it again. So I'm not, you know, I'm not doing it with you. Like I literally warned you multiple times, multiple times yesterday, you know, drug talk. You like you're stupid. You don't listen or something. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Like I said it, and you literally continue to do it. So yeah, he's banned. I don't care. He keeps talking about stuff I had. Well, he keeps talking about drugs and stuff like that, and I told him multiple times you can't do that, so yeah. And speak English, seriously. I'm not doing this whole can I speak Sicilian or stuff like that, or Polish. Speak English or else, you know, because it's, yeah, English chat, people speak English here, that's it. Oh, look at that. We got a caliber hit there. Oh, this is just in. Look at that. Look at that. Those are caliber missiles out there, cruise missiles, or at least maybe air defense. Look at that. That might actually be air defense. We'll keep an eye on it, but look at that. I mean, this apparently, what's that? Odessa? Showing, yeah, Sevastopol. It's in Odessa, I believe. There's definitely 2 hits here, possibly cruise missiles as well. So, stuff happening there. Yeah, possible launch from the sea. Yeah, possibly launched in sea there, yeah. Cruise usually caliber from cruise missiles. cruise missiles from Russian vessels, possibly. Second. Okay, my sound is on. Oh, I had a second there when I didn't think my sound was on. Let's check. So crazy. Yeah, I sent you. I sent you one also. I can't tell. Are you serious? Am I serious? Or yeah? Yes. Am I not supposed to be serious? Missiles in Jamaica? Oh, well. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't see what Kong says. It didn't even show up on mine. Which, I swear to God, it didn't even show up on mine. I mean, if you feel like, listen, if you see violations or something like that, you're allowed to time out. You don't have to ask me. You know, as long as it's within the guidelines. So if you said something, people say something stupid, you know, stuff like that. Remember them in Jamaica? Oh, look at that. Apparently the Italian drone, oh, sorry, here has stopped and is now oh, I mean, seriously, it's fucking stupid. I keep telling people, I keep saying, multiple times yesterday I told that Avo guy not to talk about drugs. He then commented on my video later talking about drugs again, and then I said don't talk about it, and now he's coming here again. I mean, how fucking stupid can you be? Really, I don't give a fuck where you're from either. I mean, listen, yeah, if you come in here, explosion, pretty sick stuff. An explosion, you thought an explosion in the streets was pretty sick? We got the drone here in Bulgaria, possibly looking out over the back sea there. Yeah, I know that. I saw that. I don't know why. Why do people come into chats and start talking about their drug habits? I really like. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna be ranting. I'm just gonna be saying, you know. Just don't talk about your drugs. Oh, explosion. Oh, wait. Did you... What are you talking about, Blanco? Did you see the missiles? Did they do a reveal in Jamaica? Or what are you referring to there, bud? Oh, parade. There was a Russian parade in Jamaica? Never heard about that. Interesting. You guys ready to see the Belarusian gangster? I showed him before. I just want to show him one last time. Yeah, he's a fucking dictator, gangster, oligarch, all the place. Missiles from Ukraine? I didn't know. I don't think Ukraine produces cruise missiles. You sure it wasn't Russia? Or what? Okay. Well, I mean, parade is parade, you know. What does that say? I mean, there's also people talking about the whole, like, how Belarus historically belongs to Poland. In many ways, I think, let's just not invade anybody, really. I mean, can't we just be, like, chill? Send? Exercises of the Ministry of Internal Affairs Belarus. These look like... These do not look like military exercises. These look like military. Not military. This looks like police exercises. Yeah, I mean these ones look like police exercises. I don't think that's. Still looks good, yeah. They showed in Jamaican the missiles they were used in Ukraine to raise funds for the war. Oh, I see, Blanco. Oh, fair enough. Oh, you blocked that? Did you go live with that, Blanco? You see your name there. Fair enough. I didn't understand what you were saying. I was like, what are you on about, mate? Oh, now I get you. All right, fair enough. Thank you. Well, now I know that. Wait, Tom, did they raise some funds? Hopefully they did. Yeah, it looks like he just, I mean, the way, if you look at his face as well, Matt, you know, he doesn't look very comfortable. There's been a lot of speculations about his health in general. I mean, a lot of people have been speculating about his health and how he looks to be in this shape that a man shouldn't be in. A fire can be seen in Odessa. I mean, there's some kind of flickering there. Ah, it looks like lights. That looks like lights. Did we see any flashes here? Yeah, that one's been on for a while, so that's not a fire. Yeah, I don't think we were able to see it. I mean, that one's new over there. Look at that. This one's a bit new. Looks like lights as well, though, but look at that. That wasn't there before, but possibly lights going on or something. Yeah, I think these are lights, if I'm sure. Oh, Belarus. Military funds to Belarus? Or you talking about what I'm talking about? Yeah, Belarus. The Belarusian president, yeah. Interesting stuff. I started to do a little bit of a new design with my titles because I wanted to spice my titles up a bit. So I did like a instead of doing like what's going on, I did like a title. It's like Putin has gone mad. Well, we knew that, but this time it's getting there. It's kind of like a weird title, but I think it works in many ways. I know it's kind of edgy. It's kind of weird, you know. People like weird stuff, you know. People like weird stuff. I mean, it's what you don't want to know about it. People do like weird stuff. And weird stuff is weird stuff. You know? He's a secret intelligence affair. I read it correctly? Well, yeah, you did. I intended it to be like that because I thought it was funny, and realizing that it may have just been a bit weird, but you know, you never know. Well, yeah. Minecraft up? Oh, I don't give a fucking. Oh no. I close that tab down. Nothing's working. Low ass PC. Well, I'm not so much weird, I'm just a very intelligent person. Yeah, that makes sense. I am weird in many ways, and you know what? I'm fine with it. We have hit 191 subscribers today. We are literally on the way to 200 subscribers in like weeks. It's insane. Thank you so much if you've been here and subscribed, been here, supported, watched my, well, it's content, it's something, it's weird, but it's something, and people do like it. I have very few rules. One of them, don't talk about drugs. So the personal rule, it's a personal rule for me. I don't appreciate it. I don't think it's something you should be talking about. Second of all, be nice. That's, you know, that's where I'm looking at. It's very, very simple, I feel. And I think we've been doing a great job. I think we don't have a very toxic chat. We don't actually have trolls. In many ways, I don't think we have any forms of trolls at all. Share at the stream if you want.
Robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life. Sir, you are on camera right now?
Bro just slapped the fucking shit out of him. It's crazy the audacity of some people. I mean, I've seen people who go to grocery stores who yell at the people, you know. Well, thank you very much, Blanco, but I'm good. Well, yes, I'm cool. I hate. What do you mean for some reason? Yeah, I don't like talking about it. I don't think it's cool. If some people think that. Thank you. No, thank you for the content. Well, you're welcome, DV. Well, thank you very much, Blanco. It's very sweet of you, but I'm fine. You know, get some chocolate for yourself, or goat chocolate, whatever the fuck that is. Actually, another Turkish drone up over empty call sign. Well, it's fine. Yeah. Why are there so many rainbows? Kind of like weird when you sometimes news are like coming in, you know, at an alarming rate, and then other times you're just sitting there like, what now? Like, sometimes there's news coming in like every second, you know. Goat man is specifically here in Jamaica. You have to try it when you come here. Well, if I ever come to Jamaica, I'll make sure to try that, Blanco. Thank you for the suggestion there. Sounds interesting. I mean, it's Certainly something I haven't tried before. Goat chocolate. Well, that doesn't sound... Hey, Gron, could you shut the fuck up? Like I don't get people who goes around and wants to hang out with you. You know, like, you hate on everything. If you're that kind of person, get the fuck out of here. I'm not that kind of person who want to hang. If you want to do that, get the fuck out of here. You know? In fact, I'm actually going to help you out the door by doing this. So, thank you very much. Bye-bye. You know? What a fucking loser. These kind of people, right? You know what they think? They think they're better than everyone, so they can tell everyone how everything they say is bad. What's that? That sounds disgusting. I'm better than you, so I can say that, and then my opinion matters. I'm valuable. So I'm like, you know, I'm better than you. Fucking losers. Yeah, just bully. I mean, the whole like, come on. You know, adults are still adults picking on adults. You know, if you're an adult and you're above 18, and you go up to another adult, and you pick on that adult, and you say to them that they're childish, how the fuck is that person that's childish? You know, it's a fucking game with kids. Adults shouldn't be picking on other adults. It's weird. Like, why do people do that? They are really usually dumb as bricks, that's true. Anyways, moving on from that. But Gron, if you're Avo and you keep making accounts, I will report you and I will give you permanently banned. They will IP ban you. Because if you keep making accounts, I will literally do that. And they will IP ban you and you will never be able to get on YouTube again. Just want to point that out. You would literally have to change your IP and you literally have to get a new PC just to do that, or you have to buy a new IP, which cost you a lot of fucking money. I'll point that out. You know, don't do it, please. There's an American transport plane awfully close to like a Russian airspace. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird flight path. I've never seen them take that flight path before going over here, and then, you know, this is Russia right here. Well, I guess so. You done with editing? Nice. Editing a video? Cool shit. Cool beans, cool beans. Do you guys have beans where you come from? What kind of stupid fucking question is that? Hey, you guys have beans? You guys know what beans are? Yeah, they're pretty good. Well, you don't want to get any gas. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. It's getting out there. It's been a long day. You street photographer? You street photographer? I can't even pronounce that in English, can I? Street photographer. Photographer. Fuck. No, I can't do it. No. Fuck. Photographer. I can't do it. I'm gonna go translate it and see how the people say it. Okay, here we go.
Photographer.
Fuck.
Photographer.
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 Photographer. Photographer. Photographer. There we go. Photographer. Photographer. There we go. I had it. I have it now. Yeah. Just need to get it back in my mind. Hey, how you doing, Ocean? Good job with that, dumbass. Nice. Photographer. Yeah, I got it. Hey, how you doing? Easy? Easy proofs. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Photographer. Best cartoon ever? Oh, Garfield. Yeah. Yup. Well, it's up there. It's certainly up there. I feel Garfield is certainly up there when it comes to cartoons. But I will say there are some masterpieces of cartoons out there that does compete with it, you know? It's really funny because there's some words that I'm like really hard to pronounce on English, you know? You're a holy shit, mechanic specializing in chicken egg shape optimism? Is that a thing? Holy shit, I mean, that sounds fun, man. Hey, he's Bruce. I got respect for that. Well, we do mostly covering of Ukraine. As you can see here, these are Ukrainian live cameras. Today we're doing mostly covering on Belarus, the recent developments there. ZMPP, the nuclear power plant. Volcanoes here. All over the world. It's a news channel, you know. But we do with a bit of sarcasm as well, and charming. Well, maybe yeah, how do you, yeah, exactly, how do you change the shape of the egg? The chicken egg, bro. DV, are you asking me if I watch anime? I don't know, otherwise known as a farmer. Yeah, I mean, how do you change the I mean, is it gene mode? Genes? Do you do it inside the chicken? I'm just asking. Okay, I didn't mean like that. Do you do like inside? I didn't mean like that. I meant like, do you do something? Oh, that means that's just so wrong. It's on every level possible. Well, I've actually. The thing about anime, I have not watched it. I've kind of maybe thought about getting into it, but I'm like, I don't know. Not really. I mean, I do watch, like, I watch cartoons. I watch, you know, Rick and Morty and all that. But when I say that to people, they're like, oh, that's not animes. But I'm like, it's an animation. So then they're like, oh, yeah, but, you know, anime is completely else. I guess it is. I mean, I really haven't. As a magician, I mostly do if the article goes up. I don't touch your chickens. Oh, okay, you don't touch. All right, fair enough. That's nice, man. Trying to be a smart ass? Oh, Bob, you are a smart ass. He does the theoretical stuff. Like Blanco, he gets other people to touch the chickens. He's too good to touch. Holy shit. Touch. I think I'm having a stroke or something. Touch. Holy fuck. Touch the chicken. Guys, it's my brain is melting over here with English right now. I'm really. I wish I could just switch over to Danish. What's that? That's one of my questions. Should have been directed. How much was yours? Thank you for the information. Well, I don't change the chicken. The chicken changes me. Here, here we don't make, you know, the chicken. I don't change the chicken. The chicken changes me. Yeah. Sorry. Easy. I don't know if you get the kind of feel that I'm somebody who will make fun of a lot of stuff. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a comedian. I'm just somebody who's very dumb. Why don't you touch the chickens? Well, Blanca, I don't think he's anywhere near chickens. I don't think he actually are like at farms. You know, I think he just does the theoretical stuff and then goes to and then somebody gets somebody. Blanco, you're like, you're in Jamaica. We get things done. We get things done right. We get things done right. Hey, are you Jamaican, Blanco? Like, do you have the whole Jamaican accent and all that? I mean, you should watch Vinland. Sarge, really good, and it's kind of based on history. I'll think about it. I'll certainly think about it. I mean, I have been thinking about maybe getting into what's that guy called, One Punch Man or something. Something. I mean, that's one of them I've been thinking about getting into. Why? Good question. Do that. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Oh, I know. There we go. Get something right there. Oh, you guys are tapping too fast. I mean, I come from real Jamaica. Oh, you do? Fair enough. Fair enough. That's nice. Yeah, I saw a One Punch Man. Is it what's it about, DV? Oh, easy. You can't post links. I don't know. Is that what you're trying to do? Because you can't post links as a viewer. But yeah, I mean, I find it interesting. You know. I think Blanco, he's a very cool guy. He's very chill. He's very chill. Blanco the Manco. I'll call you Blanco the Manco from now on. You cool with that, Blanco? We still got that drone in Bulgaria, I think. That's interesting because we haven't really seen a drone in the area around Bulgaria. It's actually turned off its transponder, has it? Yeah, so the drone's actually turned off its transponder over Bulgaria. That's something. That's something we haven't seen before. A drone, Italian drone Q4 heading over Romania there. That's something I certainly haven't seen before. Now, to quickly recap, if anybody haven't been here, Belarus, Russian President Putin has said that Belarus is basically like, I'm gonna close my door. I'm gonna recap. It's basically like Russia from now on. That's what he's saying in his speeches, right? Lukashenko, he's in Russia. He's doing a meeting with Putin tomorrow. Lots of stuff with Wagner, Poland moving forces. You know, so really, this is what the situation is going on. The said NPT, the nuclear power plant, is safe. The only thing that could make anything happen is if there was a sabotage. There has been talks about false flags. Can't confirm anything, but yeah, there definitely has been something going on there. So really, a lot of stuff there. 1 second. Dude, you wish here than saying Jamaica. Thanks. Yeah, X stuff. X are cool. Fair enough, DV. I mean, I'll Google it. I'll definitely look into it. I have been thinking about maybe getting into like one of those series. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm drying out when it comes to series. You know, I've watched a lot of movies, so at this point I'm just rewatching stuff. You know, I mean some movies do come out, but it's hard to kind of, you know, wait for movies. So you kind of rewatch stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, it's good movies, but you kind of also just want something good. I recently watched Nobody, which is with the guy that plays Saul. He's talking. That was a great movie. That's such a great movie. Really hilarious and just action-packed shit. Really, really great. Blanco de Manco. Super Hercules. No, I mean nothing really interesting. There's actually a very, very few amount of planes over in the U.S. right now, which is I mean, it's not always good when you see very few planes. This is the amount of planes. Now, I will keep in mind that it is a Saturday in America. I mean, we don't really usually see, but usually I think we usually see a little bit more than this. A lot of cargo planes left. That's a World War II plane, but it's a Hercules. Is that a Turkish thing at the back there? Is that Japanese? The fuck? No, but yeah, it's wrong picture. It's a Super Hercules. It's a cargo plane. And look at that. That's how it looks. Yeah. Peaky Blinders was good. I didn't really understand the ending, though. I feel like it kind of ended on a weird note. But yeah, it was good. A lot of cargo planes up, and no, we don't really have any access or any view of any reconnaissance aircraft over America right now, which I find weird. Because usually we'll be able to see most of the reconnaissance aircraft. I actually find it quite weird how we're not able to see a lot of planes up over America. Because usually they have a little bit more than this. And there's no reconnaissance aircraft whatsoever. We have an Airbus. It's reconnaissance, of course, but not, you know, there's a C5 right there. Well, sorry. Yeah, C5, actually, that's how I call it. Super Galaxy. Big Bird. What's that? Is it Mexican Air Force? Look at this. Fueros Era Mexicana. That's a Airbus as well, I think. Isn't it? Yeah. No, it's Boeing. Alright. Egg and math, introducing a universal formula for egg shape. I'll search it up, and if I can find anything, I'll post a link. Alright, well, there's a cool article here. So if any of you guys want to watch anything about X, reformers, very interesting stuff. Go to that link right there. That's an interesting article right there. It's a short text, but it's there. It's called Willy.com. That's what it's called. Or there was one next to it. It's called something else. Yeah, I mean, Rose, I admit that I don't know, but I think it is still in the air. Yeah, I should think so at least. Was she still here? Oh, it'll be right back. All right, she's there. Okay. That should be one more movie coming out. Peaky Blinders and. Just didn't end. I thought it ended. I thought that was the last season. Hi, welcome, Easy. I thought season 6 was the last season. I thought, what? Really? I mean, the fact there is, I thought the series ended. It seems a bit weird. It seemed weird, right? But, you know, that's interesting. If there's another Peaky Blinders coming out, you know, or a series more or whatever, then, you know, that's what I'm going to be watching. You know? Like an old Colin Murphy just standing. Colin Murphy never gets old. I don't know why. He just appears not to get old. He looks younger as he gets older, right? I mean, he just did Oppenheimer. He goes into the red carpet. He looks like he's 20. I mean, that's fucking. It's weird, you know. That's what I'm thinking, Bob. It does look like, and that's what I'm saying, it is Saturday. There's something weird going on there, definitely, when it comes to, there's a tanker, there's actually a tanker refueling something out here, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, I mean, look at what it's doing. We know it's a tanker, and it's flying around, so it's definitely refueling something. We got 2 choppers. Well, that's actually Ospreys right there. Is that 2 Ospreys? That's 2 Ospreys right there. That's something, that's pretty weird. I mean, maybe it's some kind of exercise going on there. I haven't seen that. You ever seen that? Kind of. That looks like some kind of exercise, maybe. It could be some kind of exercise, but it really does not look like something I've seen before. Sorry. Excellent read. Ah, that's great. That. Oh. Excellent. Oh, you're so hilarious. That was great. Yes. It's our season, but they won't make just one more movie. One more movie. Maybe they'll make like a movie like that. All right. Oh, training out of San Diego. Oh yeah, that seems right. Yeah, San Diego. Yeah, that's probably what's going on there. Thanks, Ocean. I mean, I did think about it. I did think it looked like an exercise. It looked like some kind of exercise was happening there. Thanks, Ocean. Always coming in with the news. Well, I am gonna be leaving you guys now. It is 1 a.m. for me, and it's been a long day. I really need some sleep, unfortunately. So I'll have to leave you guys to it. But thank you guys for stopping by. Met a lot of nice people there today. Had some small troking. What? That didn't even make sense. Troll smoking, and then met nice people here. So. Yeah, have a good night, guys. So I'm gonna be ending the stream completely. But I will be back to you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm gonna go live, and then I'll have this up. But I just need this thing I need the computer for one more thing. So, yeah, tomorrow with the live, it's gonna be up all night. But yeah. Is there? Oh, really, Blanco? Oh, some guys are trolling me. It's weird. I don't know, Blanco. I don't know. Fucking weird guys. Is it under this one? Anyways, I'll have to look into that. Alright, well thank you so much for being here. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.